All right, let's dive deep into one of the most controversial moves in recent international politics. The US slapping sanctions on Brazilian Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes under the global Magnitsky Act. Now, if you've never heard of the Magnitsky Act, here's the deal. It started back in 2012, all because of a Russian lawyer named Sergei Magnitsky, who died after exposing massive government corruption. The act let the US freeze assets and ban visas of those responsible. Fast forward to 2016, and it goes global. Now any foreign official accused of big-time corruption or human rights violations can find themselves on the wrong side of Uncle Sam, no matter where they're from. But here's where things get wild. On July 30th, 2025, the US Treasury Department announced sanctions against de Moraes, accusing him of abusing human rights, specifically locking people up before trial and cracking down on free speech, most notably during the high-stakes case against Brazil's former president Jair Bolsonaro. According to US officials, de Moraes was running a political witch hunt. Brazil was not having it. President Lula called the move arbitrary, basically accusing the US of overstepping and meddling in their business. And let's be honest, this is rare. You don't see the US targeting on top judges in major democracies every day. Meanwhile, there's even more tension because Donald Trump just hit Brazil with a 50% tariff on their goods. While that's technically separate, the timing adds fuel to the fire. For many, it looks like outside powers trying to tip the scales in Brazil's internal politics. That's sparked a serious debate. Is the Magnitsky Act being used as a tool for justice, or is it getting politicized? Critics worry the US is crossing lines, punishing a judge for decisions made in court inside a sovereign nation, and if Brazil or others start hitting back, things could spiral into a diplomatic tit-for-tat. Historically, these sanctions have targeted officials in places like China or Nicaragua, regimes with some serious human rights baggage. But a sitting Supreme Court justice in Brazil, that's next level. It raises tough questions about where the US draws the line and whether the act's being used fairly. For de Moraes, the sanctions are personal. Frozen assets, travel bans, international isolation. For Brazil, it's a shot at their independence and judiciary. And for the rest of the world, it's a big, messy test of how far global human rights laws should reach, and whether they're really about justice or just power. So what do you think? Is this holding abusers accountable, or is it political overreach? Let me know in the comments below.